Well, Nastasia, what I can tell our viewers is that as we currently speak, the leader of the Shembe Church, that's Inkosi Shembe, and the former President Jacob Zuma are currently having a private meeting here at his homestead in Nkandla. Well, prior to that, Nastasia, we saw former President Jacob Zuma welcoming the congregants of the church who came out here in their thousands, basically, to offer their prayers to the former president. Of course, you'd recall that as he was speaking and welcoming the congregants, he was basically telling them that he feels sort of relieved that they have come here to offer their prayers and support for him. Of course, we know that he's currently facing a number of legal challenges. Let me, for a little while, Nastasia, step out of the shot and allow my colleague Raymond Mbele just to give our viewers a sense of what is currently happening now. What you can see now are members of the Shembe Church who are clad in their white regalia. Of course, they are still anticipating to hear whether the leader of the church, that Inkosi Shembe, will come out here and address them after, of course, having basically had that meeting that is currently underway with the former President Jacob Zuma. But in the context of the importance of this, Nastasia, I would recall that a number of ANC leaders in particular, they do come visit the church, the leader of the church, basically to seek, blessings, especially when it is time for the elective conferences, various elective conferences. And just last week we saw the former health minister as well as NEC member Dr. Zwelini Mkhize basically doing the same, where he visited the church that was basically taking place at KwaNongoma, where he asked for blessings from the leader of the church ahead of the December conference of the ANC that is much anticipated in terms of its outcomes. The former president, Nastasia, did thank members of the church, and after that he then proceeded to have a short engagement with the leader of the church, that's Inkosi Shembe. Where we were not able to capture the details of that interaction, which was very brief, but we can certainly tell our viewers that we were able to hear that the state of the country was indeed discussed during that brief interaction between the two leaders. You'd recall, of course, that the ANC in the province of KwaZulu-Natal came out after the local government elections to say that one of the issues that they identified as having affected their electoral fortunes, especially in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, was the manner in which they handled the dispute between which relates to basically this Shembe Church, as well as, of course, the arrest of the former president. Those are just some of the issues that the ANC in the province did outline, to say that they saw those basically two events as well as having contributed in terms of the decline in their electoral fortunes. Not forgetting, of course, the issue of the royal household, which has since, been resolved in a way, because we do know now that the king of Amazulu has been officially installed in terms of the government processes. But Nastasia, in terms of who is here besides the former president, we have here the current chairperson of the ANC, that's Mr. Siboniso Duma, accompanied, of course, by his deputy Nomagugu Simelane, who may also made their way down to have that brief interaction with the former president as well as the leader of the Shembe Church. In terms of the details of what is being discussed, Nastasia, we are not privy to them at the moment, but we are hoping that once that meeting has been concluded, we will get a word from the church in terms of what transpired in that meeting, Nastasia.